Articulator setting. Receiving necessary settings for programming Articulator. For that you can use only axiography and don't collect complex diagnostic with individual models. If you have some doubts or you start working with software, it's desirable to collect complex diagnostic. We do it for additional analysis of required trajectories for Articulator setting. For visible analysis, that you use a necessary trajectory for recalculation for programming Articulator. Check yourself not to make a mistake with data. For programming Articulator, use protrusion movement of lower jaw and lateral right and left. Use only 3 base trajectories. When you need to receive data for programming Articulator, we recommend to use free joint movement, the third one from the digital protocol. It is the movement without teeth contacts. When you record this type of track, it's necessary to ask patient avoid teeth contacts. Let's analyze protrusion movement. What part of the trajectory we need to analyze? Lower jaw moving in protrusion, according to palatal side of upper incisors, now teeth contacts edge to edge. In this moment tooth guidance ends, and starts free movement. For calculation we need only tooth guidance. When we record all amplitude of movement for analyzing, we need to restrict it, ending edge to edge. The same algorithm we do in analog format, but it has some nuances in calculation. For setting the articulator you have 2 ways. You can record each trajectory separately. Protrusion and lateral to receive information for programming articulator. It will be easier to calculate if the trajectories recorded together, protrusion, lateral, so the first on the scroll bar you restrict an area of first trajectory which you need to calculate. So, we need only trajectory area, starting from habitual bite and ending with incisor contact edge to edge. After that carefully check right and left joint trajectories. There should not be displayed any distortions or roughness. Because slope of the joint in articulator is smooth and the area of trajectory should also be smooth. The next step is to find articulator settings in the top menu. Here we found all numbers. When you need protrusion angles you check left and right pictures, sagittal view, of articulator, so you need pictures on both sides. Do not use the central articulator picture, because it's needed only for lateral protrusion movement. About digital parameters. When you use free movement trajectory, with no teeth guidance, you don't look at the calculation of incisal table. We will recalculate it with respect to articular numbers. You look only at right articular number, like here it's 37. 8 degrees, and left articular mechanism, like here it's 50 degrees. That's all. This number's calculated relative to reference plane which you will use for exporting data. So, what does it mean? If you export individual models orientated to Frankfurt plane, we need to change the reference plane from horizontal to Frankfurt plane, so indicators will be changed to. If we will not check it, we will get discoordination of models in articulator space and wrong setting numbers. We use protrusion to calculate sagittal angle of articular guidance and sagittal angle of incisor guidance. If you will take a classical parameters, so sagittal incisor guidance will be bigger, then sagittal articular guidance around 5 to 10 degrees. We return back in 3D scene, and analyze lateral protrusion movement. How it's calculated. Now you have a protrusion trajectory, then move it to habitual bite. The first part of trajectory we limit with slider. And check lateral protrusion movement, for example right movement. Also, canines should be edge to edge. Now you limit trajectory with slider from the other side. When you analyze lateral protrusion you have working side and balancing side. You set articulator according to the balancing side. If you have right laterotrusion, left trajectory you will calculate. When we open Articulator settings, we analyze the central picture. Here we need only left condyle parameters. If movement right you analyze left Bennett, so you receive 22 degrees. In right movement also involved frontal guidance. It can be canine or lateral incisor. Anyway, we should calculate incisal table. How you can calculate it? Take a left angle of sagittal articular path, which is typical for right laterotrusion movement. Right canine trajectory guides left joint in laterotrusion movement. That's why you take a calculation of left sagittal angle of articular path and recalculate it in canine guidance. Classically, right canine guidance parameter is bigger than left articular guidance parameter about 0 to 5 degrees. For example, if left sagittal angle of articular guidance is 50 degrees, so we can use a range of 50 to 55 degrees. It will be right incisal table for right laterotrusion. And do the same with left laterotrusion. Return back in 3D scene. Put the lower jaw in a habitual bite. Limit it by slider left trajectory and calculate parameters for right joint and canine guidance. There is a simplified form of analysis. It's an automatic trajectory analysis. Select AI Analysis in the top menu. Here all calculation is made by program. You need to click Trajectories Analysis and receive all necessary parameters in protrusion, sagittal angle of articular guidance, sagittal angle of incisal guidance. In laterotrusion, Bennett angle and incisal table. All these parameters you receive automatically. These parameters can be saved as a report in PDF format and be sent to the lab.